Hey there, folks. I'm Isaac, and I'm a gamer.
Wow, and I'm Claire, and I'm also a gamer.
Oh wow!
Wow!
This is
Make That Game, where we pitch the latest,
the greatest
new video game ideas
that aren't ever going to get made. We pitch them and ditch them.
Ooh, that's a good one. I can't believe we haven't said that in almost 2 years of podcasting.
How is this the first time that's been said? Yeah,
I don't know, but it's good. Yeah.
Folks, we pitch them and ditch them.
Yeah, we say an idea, and then we never think about that idea ever again. So
unless there's a callback in a later episode.
True.
Sometimes happens.
True.
Especially with Learn 'em Up kids.
Well, we don't pitch very many Learn 'em Ups. Learn 'em Ups come naturally in what we call the rapid fire round, which you will experience if you stick with us.
Which you will.
You've
listened
why wouldn't
this
you?
far.
You got
that we've captured you.
You know, about 50 seconds in. So clearly you're here for the.
Technically, it doesn't count as a listen until 60 seconds in, I think, on the analytics. So now we've got you. Now that you're 60 seconds in, now you
might as well listen to the whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to count as a listen.
You've already started your little drive. You've already turned the water on for the dishes. What are you going to do? Switch podcasts?
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Insane. Ridiculous. Doesn't make any sense.
Well, yes. Anyway.
So what we do here is we are a game idea pitching. We've
podcast.
already gone this whole thing.
We've already talked about it.
You already know what we're doing. We're pitching them and ditching them. So do you have a pitch, Claire?
To ditch? Yeah, I do have a pitch to ditch. I'm going to just pull up my notes.
Oh, taking out notes. Remember how last episode I was like, hey, it would have been really great if I wrote any notes and had them. Dear listeners, I did not write notes.
See, the only reason I have notes is because I came up with my idea before today. Usually if I come up with it the day of, I don't write it down, which I should anyway, to be clear. But if I come up with it any other day, I write it down and then I forget. So then I have to look at the notes because I'm like, I don't know what I wrote down, but I know I did write something down.
I've got 10 million ideas bouncing around this head at all times, and it's just capturing enough of them to recite them out loud.
Yeah. So anyway, my game idea is Atlas, and is based on
all capitals.
Sure.
Okay.
That's cool. It's based on the Titan Atlas.
Okay. Yep.
And it's a rhythm.
From Greek mythology.
Yes.
And it's a rhythm game? Okay. All right.
So
guide me on this.
Yeah, here's the pitch.
Give me the atlas
Your
to this.
Atlas, you're holding up the world on your shoulders, right?
Yes.
That is the myth of Atlas. But you don't want to do that anymore. However, holding up the world takes a lot of effort.
Yeah.
So that's where the rhythm game comes in. So in order to maintain holding up the world, you have to repeat, do Guitar Hero-esque rhythm games. Now, but however, your goal is to not hold the world, and the only way to do that, because you can't let the sky fall, and you can't, but then you lose the game. If you do that, then the game's over, is to convince someone else to take it from you. And to do that, you also have to do rhythm. So the idea is that you have to do the basic rhythm to maintain the earth, and then different tasks are added to you that make it more and more complicated.
Oh. Okay. All right, we've got an interesting thing going on here.
And then eventually you win if you convince someone to take it over.
Okay. All right. And so the convincing a person part is the second rhythm line. So you're keeping track of two rhythm lines? Right. Okay.
And as long as you maintain the baseline, then you're still in the game. So you could be trying to convince someone and then get super lost. And if you just go back to that base rhythm, then you'll not convince them and they'll leave, but you're still in the game and you can try again. But if you fumble everything, then you drop the sky.
Gotcha. Okay.
So the idea is that the first time you play, you'd spend at least 10 minutes probably just getting the maintaining the sky. Yeah. And then you can start trying to escape. And I want it to be really challenging because really the win case is very simple. It's oh, you did convince them. So it's in order to convince them, it has to get really, really hard.
So I'm not sure if you've put this much thought into it, but I'm imagining it as this is going to be a widespread, but either as a keyboard or a controller game.
Yeah.
So on a keyboard, you could have one rhythm section be WASD, and then the other rhythm section be IJKL.
Yeah.
And do that. And on a
That'd probably
controller,
be easiest.
yeah, controller, you would have like one joystick be the other, and then the A, B, X, Y, or whatever, depending on the console, would be like the more complex one. Where that's pretty cool. And the multi-processing of like, oh, I'm focusing so hard on this other one, I've just messed up the very basic beat because my fingers just naturally want to go. Because my fingers just naturally want to go together. Nice. I like it. And it's Atlas.
And
you play Atlas. All right. Okay.
Yeah. So kind of simple, but I liked it.
Yeah.
A little different.
You could have...
I think a DDR version would be fun to make too.
I'm wondering, like, do you... You
have to be 2-player, I think.
Oh.
Maybe.
Would one person...
One person be one track and one person be the other track? I don't know. That might be too easy, but like...
Right, because then if one person is the basic track...
Yeah, but like, I don't know how you could do it otherwise. You'd have to do like... Because it's hard to do like one foot move different than the other foot, because then you can't... It's hard to have balance. So it's like... I don't know. So I think probably it is just a controller or keyboard game.
Yeah. So my question is, I start up the game. Mm-hmm. I'm on the main menu.
Yeah.
I have start game, continue options. All right. I press start game. What does that look like? What's the process of me playing this game?
Well, I guess you'd get a cutscene first. That's like Atlas being like, okay, I hate holding up the world. What a curse.
I wish I had an apple.
And then
that's the Atlas thing, right? Hercules like holds the world while Atlas goes to get apples or something.
I don't know. I only read Percy Jackson.
Oh, okay. Percy Jackson doesn't dive into this. Well, that's shameful on Percy Jackson.
Someone hasn't read all the Percy Jackson books. So yeah, and then you'd hear like a booming voice like, keep up the sky, and then on the screen, so the screen would just be kind of like artwork of like a guy holding stuff, and then over that would be just like A B A A B B C D A A B.
Okay, all right, I like it.
And there'd be some cool like Greek music or something like.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, so I guess I
don't know what else do you need.
So okay, is this like? So you have to convince someone to do it. So
people will like visit you.
So people visit like randomly. Is there like a set story that like a journey that you go on? Is you
can't leave.
No, I mean like the journey is you as the player. Like okay, first some random guy shows up, and then different characters.
No, I think
show
they'd
up
be
in
random
like a
characters.
Set order. Okay, random characters.
Because you can try or not try. So it's like
okay, and
maybe some people are more easy to convince, and the more you play the game, the more you learn.
So all right. Random people approach you.
Yeah.
You try to convince them. You're the first person you convince. Yeah, you complete the mini game.
Yeah.
Or the game. Convince them.
And it says, yay.
It gives you the end credits and then brings you back to the main menu screen, and then you press start game, full processing. Okay. Sorry. I was trying to get a gauge on like your vision for like how much like Guitar Hero this is like. If every character is like a different beat, then maybe you pick them from like a menu, and you're like, I would like to play trying to convince.
I mean, maybe that could be like a free play. I feel like that could be like a free play option, but then you wouldn't have the 2 tracks if you just get to pick. I think part of the fun is that, you could, maybe it's someone that you're really comfortable playing, but then like you just mess up that time. And it's like, oopsies, guess you died.
Oopie whoopies. Okay. All right.
Well, yeah, that's the game.
All right, Atlas. You heard it here, folks. Now we ditch it. Now never think about it again. It's gone. It's gone. I don't even know what we were talking about.
Well, that's true, because when you write the copy, I have to tell you everything we pitched.
That's true.
Even though it's only like 2 days later.
Folks, it's true.
All right, well, that's my game. What about your game?
I didn't come up with a name again.
Oh, boy.
Why do I never come up with names?
I mean, to be fair, I came up with a name that's literally like, this is what it is.
I'm going to call it Robin Raid.
Okay, that's fun.
Okay.
Like Rock and Robin, like tweet, tweet, tweet?
I was thinking more like Robin Hood, but I've replaced the word hood with raid.
Tweet, tweet on the street?
Which partially matches what I'm going for. But, I just did it on the spot, so don't think too deeply into it. Okay. But so my idea is a real-time strategy game. I never do those. Very rare for me.
Never seen it.
where it's very, as I'm like thinking about it, this is kind of like last week or 2 weeks ago when I was like, oh, it's an interior design Tetris game. And you were like, it's not interior design. And now I'm like, is this really an RTS game?
Well, that I won't be able to call you out on because I still don't fully understand what that is and how it's different from a city builder. So like, yeah.
All right, so this is basically an RTS game where it skips the resource gathering portion of real-time strategy games. You don't have someone who just sits there and chops wood or mines gold or whatever. Instead, you have to defeat enemy units to gain resources. You gain resources by defeating enemy units. So the way that it works is you have your merry band of gentlemen.
Your merry band of gentlemen.
You start with specific set of units, and you then go out and do raids, which are, at first you're just fighting like NPC areas as much as you can. If you're familiar, listener, with Warcraft 3, the creep camps, like that's going to be your primary source of resources at the beginning. You use those resources, which are going to include items like magical weapons, armor, etc., to improve the characters that you've got, but you can also use it to hire other characters at like taverns and stuff, and you build your forces up until you can have fights with the enemy, where an enemy player's characters will be worth more resources when you raid them. And it's just back and forth, focuses on the micromanagement of units rather than building up a city.
You love that.
It turns out I have a rant I could go on.
Write it down, save it for next episode.
Yeah. But that's Robin Raid.
Oh wow, okay, that's it.
Yeah, I'm trying to like, if you're familiar with RTSs, like I've described enough for you to like ask me questions. Let's.
Yeah, I don't know if I have questions though.
My problem is I'm so familiar with the thing. It's like I'm not sure what I'm missing in the description because I have given enough to give myself a perfect idea of what I'm talking about.
I mean, even not totally understanding RTS, I feel like you described the gameplay pretty well. I think what I was confused on is you said like enemy versus non-enemy, and it's like, well, wouldn't everyone be an enemy if you're raiding them?
Oh. So, yes, sorry. Yeah, there will be neutral creep camps, which, yes, are AI controlled, and then you can also have AI controlled enemy, like, faction. But in the RTS sense, that the difference there is, like, a creep camp, as I called them. Even though it's AI controlled, it won't really have, like, an intelligent AI. It won't have any goals. It'll just exist on the map waiting to be preyed upon, to be raided. Whereas the actual enemy player, which takes the role of a human player, this could be a player versus player game, like two humans going at it, but the AI that's taking the place of an actual player will have the goal of raiding the little camps, gathering their own resources, recruiting their own army, and then like efficiently trading units in combat with your units to then build their army more effectively. They're also trying to win, and that's the difference between like the camp and an actual opponent.
Okay, all right. I will not lie, I zoned out a tiny bit in the middle. But I think I get the idea. This might be why I don't understand what real-time strategy is.
Every time I talk about real-time strategy,
my brain
she just zones
leaves.
out. She disassociates. That's fine. I'm mostly talking for the listeners anyways.
Yeah,
listeners pay attention to me.
I mean, I pay attention to you.
Also, because I know you. I know you're begging the question. Anyways, you really want to ask.
I'm on the edge of my seat.
The characters are anthropomorphic animals.
No.
I've just decided. No.
Well, I guess as long
they're not forcibly transformed. I'm just thinking like the Disney Robin Hood, where it's like foxes. and stuff.
Okay.
And Redwall.
Here's the thing. I'll say yes if they're all birds, and Robin Hood is a robin, and it's all birds.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Everyone's a bird.
Yeah. Except for the NPC camps, the difference. So all the real people, even the AI controlled ones, are birds, but the NPC like camps, the neutral camps, are like mice and stuff.
Okay.
That like raptors would hunt, I guess. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, I guess anthropomorphized animals, and they're all different animals.
You don't like that?
I don't know about that.
Ah, jeez. Oh man.
I'm weird about it.
Never got into Redwall then, huh?
I never read Redwall. Redwall?
Redwall.
No, I never read that.
Should we just talk about anthropomorphic animals?
No, because that has nothing to do with video games, besides the fact that some video games have them. And I don't hate them completely. It's just, yeah. Anyway, for the discussion today, which is the segment we're about to begin, I would like to set video game goals for 2024. Isaac looks like he's never heard this idea before.
I have heard this idea, but I forgot to prepare anything for it at all.
That's okay. I didn't prepare either.
Oh.
Because I figured you didn't. So I was like, I'm not going to make a list. We'll just do this live for y'all.
All right. So I do actually, off the top of my head, I do have a video game goal.
Here, we should write them down so that we can check in at the end of the year. Because we won't remember. And then we'll be like, oh, we have to listen to the whole episode all over.
Yeah, listening to our own episodes is gross.
No, actually, sometimes I do that because I'm like, wow, we're kind of good at this. Listen to us. Look at us go.
All right, my first goal is to play at least 8 games to completion. Whatever, like the standard, like not 100%ing them, but like completing them. And 8 is a very small number, but I just feel like I have not been completing any games at all. I've been playing, and then I just get to a point where I just stop.
Yeah.
And so I want to set a small goal. Like if I can complete it, I can play more than 8 games, but I want to complete 8 games. Like in 2023, I started probably 36 games.
Wow.
And
that's a lot of games.
Yeah, and I don't think I've completed a single one of them, even the ones that I really enjoyed. So, that's a nice simple goal.
Okay.
Just complete the games. Get an end screen of some sort.
Do you want to like go back and forth? We can do that.
Sure. Yeah. One. You hit me with one.
Mine is similar. Mine is similar. Finish Tears of the Kingdom specifically.
That's one of the games that I started and didn't finish. I forgot about that one.
For me, I'm just gonna put that specifically as like. Yeah. I would like to finish. I think that might be the only one besides like some Kirby stuff that I haven't completely finished.
Okay.
But I feel like the Kirby one I'm working on, it's not big enough for me to feel like put a goal. Like I'm going to finish it. I'm not worried about that. Tears of the Kingdom, I feel like I got to a point where I'm just like, I'm sad for it to be over and it's hard to convince myself to finish.
Yeah. Did you do all 4 temples?
Yeah, I'm all set.
And then you did the 5th temple.
Yeah, no, I'm like ready.
Okay. Yeah. Fight the final boss. I did fight the final boss. But I fought the final boss before the game wanted me to fight the final boss. Like I started the final boss sequence is all it was.
Yeah, you messed up.
Oopies.
I really liked the way, just to like reminisce on 2023, I loved the way I finished Breath of the Wild, and I wish I had recorded the whole thing because with my waterfall plan.
Oh yeah.
It was so good. So basically it wasn't a speed run because speed runs are faster, but it was like the most casual. It was like the casual version of a speed run. Like a casual player could speed run this, quote unquote.
Yeah.
And basically, there's a lot of waterfalls on the castle on where oh my god, what's his name?
Ganondorf.
Yeah, I couldn't remember the name of Ganon. I was like,
Grimdark is Tears of the Kingdom. Grimdark.
And you have to get to the top of it, I think. Like, that's where, like, the throne room is to fight him. And so most people would go through the castle because there's a lot of battles in there, but you also get a lot of loot. So there's benefits to going inside of it. But I was like, that seems hard. So I wore my swimsuit and I swam up all the waterfalls all the way to the top. Yeah. And it took me, like, 5 minutes.
Yeah, did not fight any of the Lionels or anything in the gatehouses. I think I fought through the gatehouses. But
I didn't do any of the gatehouses. There was a couple battles I had to do just because, like, in between waterfalls, you do have to, like, climb a little and, like, move around. But, yeah, I just, right up that castle.
Wow.
Anyway, so hopefully I can find a similarly interesting way to get in this time.
Okay.
Let's find out.
Yeah.
All right, your turn.
All right. So first goal was to complete 8 games. Second goal is to not buy any games that I don't have an immediate like plan to play. Like everybody falls victim to this. I say trying to find community and push blame onto myself from myself to society as a whole. But like Steam sale hits, I see a game that I'm like vaguely interested in and it's like 80% off and I'm like, okay, I'll buy it. And then it just wallows in the graveyard of games.
Much like buying books, except less satisfying because you don't even get to look at it on the
Yeah, because it's all digital. Yeah. So buy 0 games. Basically, I guess to give an objective metric here, any game that I buy, I must play at least 2 hours of within 2 weeks or something like that. Like some kind of objective metric, like, because I give up most games like at the 2 hour mark anyways. Like, so if I play at least 2 hours, I'll feel good about it.
We're very different in that sense with video games because I have a gift card for Nintendo Shop and I used $14 of it. I have so much money left and I can't even I have no ideas on how to use it. I'm like, I have all the games I need. Benefit
there is I don't think like the Nintendo eShop does very many sales.
Well, it's not going to expire though either. Yeah, but I just mean like there's not even a game I can think like the game I bought for $14 was the one I was like, I want to play this, and then I have no other. I'm like, and I'm all set. Like I have that game. I'm still playing Kirby games. I can play Kirby and the Forgotten Land forever, like infinity. Yeah. So anyway, until they make another remake of a Link game that looks exactly like Link's Awakening, then I will be.
You know, if they did Oracle of Seasons and Oracle of Ages in that style,
I would already have it if it was there. Okay, my next one is I want to play The Sims 4 for 10 hours.
10 hours in an entire year?
Yes. Well, here, let me talk about why. Okay. So I bought The Sims 4. I've only played it for maybe like an hour or two at a time, which is wild because I used to, when I played The Sims 2, which was my Sims game.
Yep.
And Sims 1, actually. I mean, 5 hours was like a regular session length. Like I would sit there and play for a long time. I think because I haven't had the setup that I wanted, I haven't really played for a long time, but now we have a new like table upstairs so I can like set up my laptop there.
Cool little desk.
Make it a cool little desk and play with the mouse, which is really the way to play. I think, so the reason I want to play for 10 hours is because it's okay if I'm done with Sims. Like, it's okay if my brain just doesn't want to play Sims anymore, if that's, like, not interesting to me anymore. But I can't tell. And I don't really feel like I know how to play The Sims 4. Like, the leap between 2 and 4 is enough that I feel like I'm not really, like, doing it well.
Okay.
So I feel like 10 hours is enough where, like, if I'm still not enjoying it after 10 hours... I can just be like, okay, I just don't want to play Sims anymore.
Yeah. If you force yourself through 10 hours and you're like, I forced myself through 10 hours, then you're like, okay, uninstall.
But I feel like 10 hours is the cusp of where, like, after 10 hours, I should have a grasp on all the new mechanics, and like
that's true.
And then I could continue. So it's not like 10 hours maximum. It's just like at least 10 hours because I think at that 10 hours, I'll either love it again, and my Sims interest will be reawakened, or I will just have to say goodbye to that chapter and talk about it fondly. And either are fine, but I don't like this Sims limbo. So that's what I want to do.
All right. That puts it back over to me, but I don't think I have any more personal goals that I can think of. Because, like, you know, those are pretty solid. I guess I only said 2. I thought I said 3 for some reason.
Yeah, you did say 2. So
okay. Should I come up with a third one?
You don't have to. I have one more.
Okay, yeah. I'll just bounce it back to you. Like, okay. I'm fine with...
You're 2?
I'm fine with actually completing 8 games and buying at least as many games as I play.
My final goal is to play any video game once a week. So like one time a week, play a video game. Because there's weeks, just like this week, I didn't play any video games because
We've been busy,
but like too busy for like, I can watch TikTok for 30 minutes, but I can't play a level of Kirby. Like, come on.
That's true.
Not that TikTok's bad, but you know, sometimes it's more fun to play a video game.
Yeah.
And I think, to me, video games sometimes have this, I don't know, it feels like there's a lot to get into it, which isn't really true. But it just feels like a whole thing.
Most of the time, it's just start up the console. And
so,
with the Switch, most of the time, the last game you played is still actively
Well, but sometimes
paused.
That's the issue, because it's like, well, I want to play a different game now. I have to close that game. I don't know. It just feels like a whole thing. I can't describe exactly why, but it just feels like a whole thing.
Yeah.
So I want to, like, almost, you know, it's like, okay, once a week, like, did you play a video game yet? You know, like, play a video game, because I have a lot of fun. And I've been playing Kirby... Return to Dreamland
consistently.
Yeah, and that's been really fun. So
Kirby.
Kirby. And I'm so excited there'll be a Kirby this year at AGDQ.
Oh, I did. That's why I thought I said 3 things, is because I had a third thing. It's only half baked though, but I in 2023 I did make several forays into like speed running.
You did?
Games. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
It wasn't too much, and I didn't like make any progress.
You didn't tell me about that. You were a secret speedrunner.
I was a secret speedrunner.
I tell you about my speedrunning dreams.
Yeah. Well, you just being
a little sneaky.
Yeah, I'm just being sneaky.
You got your little splits on, like, I walk in and you hide your splits. Like, I'm not speedrunning in here.
In my head, I'm like, oh, I'm losing so much time.
Oh boy. All right, continue.
My one attempt at it, I was playing a game that I watch a lot, and I did a segment that should be like 45 minutes in 3 hours. And I was like, okay.
I was about to go. I was getting ready to applaud you. I was going to be like, wow, you did so good.
No.
It was the opposite. So you want to do that then? That's your goal?
Yeah. I haven't picked a specific game, but I'm sure, because there's some RTSs, which are my favorite, RTSs or city builders, real-time strategies or city builders, that can be speed ran. Most of them are not super interesting. Some of them have some interesting speedruns. I think I want to look into like one of those among the ones that I own, and complete a speed run of that. Not like get a good time, not get on a record board or anything, a leaderboard, that's what they're called, or anything. Just complete a run, no matter what the time is. Just find the strategies, find like the guides for it, and just go through one completion of like one of those games that I play a lot.
I'll add. I've wanted to speedrun Forgotten Land for a long time, Kirby and the Forgotten Land. It's kind of overwhelming though. It's a long game.
Well, not the percent that you've chosen.
Oh, go home and nap.
Yeah.
So that
that is not the percent.
Right, the run. But I guess I'm kind of torn between like, do I learn go home and nap, or do I try to do the any percent, because they're different routes.
Yeah.
But I guess go home and nap is a little bit less overwhelming. So I guess that'll be mine. Is
start small.
Yeah, mine will be God, what's a good sub? I forget what the like record is for go home and nap.
I'm pretty sure it's
like 40 minutes ish.
I was thinking like 50. From when we first started looking at it, from when you first told me about it, and like people started applying their runs to it.
We're gonna look it up live.
We're looking it up live, folks.
Okay, so the current Go Home and Sleep is by Poca, who I think has, if not all of the current Kirby top, at least the top 3 of most Kirby speedruns. So fantastic runner. 23 minutes.
Ooh, that's
is the current best. The longest, so actually we both remembered wrong, because the longest was 1 year ago, and that was 29 minutes.
Wow.
So I'm going to say a sub hour.
Okay, that's a good goal. That is a good goal
to learn.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this is actually, looking at the runs times, it's actually a way easier. I think what I worry about is like, I do want to work my way up to any percent Forgotten Land, and
practice
then I'm like,
that hammer skip.
I'm gonna have that like muscle memory of the first couple levels for Go Home and Sleep.
Oh,
because it's different. Because Go Home and Sleep, your main job is to get Waddle Dees fast, whereas any percent, your main job is just to do everything fast.
Yes, and there's only certain Waddle Dees.
Right. So I'm assuming, I haven't looked at the routes. I'm assuming you get more Waddle Dees in each level than you would in an any percent round. Yeah. Anyway, so that's the main difference.
Yes.
That'll be my goal. Cool. Yep. Well, that's our goals. We hope you write your own video game goals, and if you want to share them with us, you can email us, makethatgamepodcast@gmail.com, and we'll read them on air.
Are we not going to do like podcast goals?
Oh, okay, sure.
I was thinking of one, but you'd have to buy into it.
Okay, well, let's see.
We're doing it live on air. We might edit this out. One, make that game stream a month.
Yes, I want to do that.
Okay.
I don't know how doable it is, but I want to do it.
Just one, because we owe a couple. We've talked about it for a long time. I think.
Well, that means we have to do one in January, though. This is the month.
Gonna have to set that up. But, maybe we'll figure out. Maybe that'll be the Angry Bird stream.
Yeah, that should be kind of easy.
Something. Yeah, we'll figure it out.
We'll put it on the calendar. That would be fun.
Yeah.
I like that. So we'd be streaming video games to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we could stream a live podcast episode too. There's lots of things.
Oh, that's true. That's an option as well. You know, as long as we're using that, I'll say for this goal, as long as we use that Twitch account,
okay,
once per month, we do something with it. Then we've done it.
Because I do want to
even if we have to just like live podcast.
Because we missed it this month again. We missed it this GDQ. But I loved when we did the party bus.
Oh,
which for those who weren't there, we had an hour-long, basically live podcast stream right before the start of Games Done Quick, the speedrunning marathon, and it's called a party bus in quotes because you can raid audiences. Yeah. So we basically took all of our Twitch audience and put them into GDQ after. So it's like we're dropping them off at the party.
Yep.
And I really loved that. And I would love that to be a tradition. This one snuck up on us. Like this AGDQ, it's happening now. If you're listening to this when it came out, like it is actively happening.
Yeah. No hype episode either.
No, we've
been busy.
We've been really busy.
We got engaged.
We did get engaged. We've been doing wedding stuff. And besides that, we also honestly, when the schedule came out, I wasn't super hype about a lot of the games. I'm still new to the world of video games in the sense of knowing them. And
so you don't know whether a speedrun is going to be good. Just
right.
You can't look at, because a lot of video games, I'm going to use a real one. Mm-hmm. Crash Bandicoot sounds like a fake one, but you probably have no conception of
I just know Griffin.
Is that going to be good?
McElroy talks about Crash Bandicoot a weird amount, but I don't know what it looks like. And I also know obviously the classics, the Zelda, the Mario.
As long as we're together, nothing can take us down. I forget the last part, but you looked it up, didn't you?
No, I tried. I couldn't find it, and then I got car sick.
Oh, okay. That's why. It's as long as we're together, everything is gonna be okay.
Oh, that's even worse than what we were making up.
We were making it better.
We wrote a better version. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. That's what we're working with the Mario movie. All right. Okay. We've got another segment to get to. Let's finish this out. All right. I'm getting the timer ready. Tell them what we're talking about.
We're gonna do the rapid fire round. This is where we get 3 random words. We have to come up with a game idea and a game name based solely on those 3 words, and we only have 5 minutes to do it. We are going to do it 3 times, just for your listening pleasure.
I just realized we call it the rapid fire round, but we do 3 rounds.
We've already had this conversation on the podcast.
Oh.
You've already realized this and then forgotten, which is why I don't change it.
That's why we pitch it and ditch it. Because ain't nothing sticking in this mind of mine.
Oh, boy.
All right, I'm starting in 3, 2, 1, go.
Sweet? Spelled like a...
Ensuite?
Yeah, like ensuite.
Okay, like
bridal
hotel suite.
Yeah.
Okay.
Journal.
Okay.
Corn. Corn really gets in there.
Corn, sweet, journal.
I'm thinking maybe farming, because Oregon Trail has a journal.
Okay. Yeah, a lot of video games have a menu option called journal, which usually tells you what quests you're on.
Yeah. The one Oregon Trail was a little cool because you could edit the journal and add your own flair.
Really? Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Oh, I haven't shown you the journals that I did a long time ago.
No.
There's one.
You have them? Wait, hold on. We can talk about this later.
Yeah, they're text files on my computer.
Folks, all right. So, corn, sweet. Okay.
Sweet.
Journal is a freebie.
Yeah, we can work that into almost anything.
Corn
but how are we going to...
sweet.
Yeah, they're just from very different worlds. All right. Well, there could be a suite of... You could use it as a suite of...
So I've got a really unhinged idea.
Okay, go for it.
You are a person who has been trapped in a hotel suite either by supernatural forces or just coincidence or whatever.
Right.
And you have to survive within this hotel. Basically The Martian, but you're in a hotel room. Like the movie / book The Martian, where he's I've got minimal resources. And the corn comes in. Because one of the resources that you've got is, I don't know, popcorn seeds. I'm not sure if you can actually plant those, but
So I'm going to roll with it, but I have a better way to work in the corn.
Okay.
The reason that you're trapped is because corn has become sentient. And it is growing on the hotel. It is taking over the world. You're trapped. The corn is evil. It will get you.
Okay. Okay.
And then the journal is obviously like you said, like your goals, but you can also like edit it like Oregon Trail, like day 35 in the suite. Whatever.
Okay. So what in this, are you being attacked by corn creatures in the suite or?
No. So it's like a slow horror. So like they're slowly growing in like around you.
Yeah.
And like as the game progresses, it's like, so you have to, there's survival elements, but you also have to try to problem solve your way out of the corn because eventually it will crash through the window and like infest your entire apartment. But it's not like creatures. It's just like,
giant,
like giant invasive
corn.
Fast growing because
like
corn.
kudzu or
but
whatever.
It's going to be slow in the game. Like it's not like, you're not like battling a corn monster. You're like slowly suffocating in a hotel room surrounded by mutant corn.
Okay. All right. And
it can be a statement on agriculture and
so instead of just being stuck to the one suite, maybe your suite is the home base, but like you have the entire rest of the hotel to scavenge from.
I'm sure
but as the game progresses, the corn like first overtakes the bottom floor and like you lose floor after floor. So like the strategy there, first segment of the game, like every day you immediately go down to bottom floor, scavenge as much as you can, you have certain goals, etc., and then like day 12 or whatever, the corn takes over the first floor. You can't use that anymore. You hope you have enough resources from the first floor to survive next. And then, how many days do you got to survive? Is this going to be an infinite play, or is this going to be like
the corn is like timed. Okay. So like at some point it will overtake you unless you figured out the secret formula to stop it.
Okay, so like maximum cap,
like 10 days.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. I was thinking a much grander scale, I guess.
Like 2 years?
Something like that.
Sure, I'm fine with that too.
All right, and then like that's basically the time limit, and there is a way to beat the game using the materials in the tower before then.
And you can also die earlier than then too. You could like mess up and
up and die, like starve because you didn't scavenge enough resources.
You could like be scavenging too close to the corn and get corned or whatever.
Get corned. Is that the name of it?
No.
What's the name of it? Because we have 25 seconds left.
Oh no, it's got to be spooky, like a field festation. That's not spooky.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Help me.
I'm
Colonel.
It's corn.
Coloneled. It's
Day of the Corn.
Corn. Because there's already Children of the Corn.
How about Day of the Corn?
Day of the Corn.
Okay. Boom. With 1 second the timer. I didn't technically stop it in time, but 1 second left. Day of the Corn. Corn survival horror game.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to do it in 5, 4, 3, 2,
Why are you laughing? 1. All right.
Because I started with 5.
Oh, and it was a long time. Yeah. Okay. Sculpture, vigorous, no.
No as in...
like I know something.
I know something. Okay. Sculpture, vigorous, no.
Yeah. You're sculpting the thinker, but you have no reference point.
Okay. Wait. Honestly... No, we've got an idea. It is okay. It's a no reference sculpting game. It gives you some basic sculpting tools. It's meant to be funny and fast and whatever. It's not meant to make actual works of art.
Right.
It's like that trombone hero game where you're like it's not supposed to sound good. No. Okay, so it shows you what it wants you to make.
Yep, for like a second. Really quick.
Or like 10 seconds. Like it like at a certain point it doesn't matter how long it shows you for. And then it takes the reference away and then you have to get sculpting and
you're graded just based on how close you got.
And how quickly you do it. Or I'm not sure if there should be a timer like in this challenge, do this in 30 seconds. Like,
okay, here's
like it could generate a challenge as you play.
Basically what we're pitching is Nailed It sculpture.
Yes.
Like that's what this is.
Yeah.
And I think part of why Nailed It works, like why people can't make good things is because it's so fast. So I think there should be a time limit, but you're rewarded for doing it faster.
Okay.
So like you can't do it forever, but maybe it gives you a full 5 minutes. But like if you do it faster, you get some kind of more points.
So here's my idea for it. every challenge, like in the background, like the game is like generating, it gives you a subject, it gives you a time limit, it gives you a material.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then based on how much you get under that time limit, you get bonus points, like you were saying. Yeah. So like it generates a new challenge. And
then
therefore
I think what you
can
do is I want there to be a group game for this.
Oh, yes.
But I think it has to be online, but only with your friends. And so because...
You like make a lobby and you give a code to all your friends.
So everyone gets the same sculpture and you get to see what everyone did.
Yes.
Every time. I think that'd be really fun.
Yes.
But you could also play it solo. So it passes the only child test. All right. What are we naming it? Sculpt this! Exclamation point.
That could work.
I mean, it could work.
It works as a pretty solid name, but let's see what else. We got plenty of time. We can come up with a couple others. Maybe we're bad at names.
Marble motion.
Marble motion?
I don't know.
That makes me think it's like a labyrinth game where you have to guide the marble.
I was thinking about marble, the material.
The material, yes.
You said we should brainstorm some more. So that's what I'm doing. Don't be mad at me for doing exactly what... No, I know you're not mad at me. I have to throw out duds in order to get anywhere.
You're right. If every hot dog were perfect.
Chiseled
I said it wrong.
Cheese.
Chiseled cheese? No. But there's got to be a phrase about chisel, because chiseled...
A chip off the old shoulder.
Okay. A chip off the old block would work. Mm-hmm. I'm just trying to think, because I feel like there's a common turn of phrase that involves chiseling.
A chisel away keeps the demons away. A chisel a day keeps...
Okay. All right.
No, because there's no demons in this game.
You know what? Here we're going back. We're gonna go with sculpt this.
Sculpt this.
With 1 minute and 1 second left on the clock.
First idea, best idea.
First idea, best idea. Yeah, you're right. I pushed it. I flew too close to the sun with that one. All right.
It's okay.
Last one.
All
right. I'm gonna start on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Overeat. Printer, laser printer. Wow,
that's a freebie combo. Okay, overeat.
So the printer is using too much ink. It's overeating the ink. Yum ink. Yeah, the printer is a sentient being, and you have to feed it. Okay, no, go ahead.
No, I've got nothing. I'm waiting to see where this goes because I'm liking it so far. But let's
okay.
Hit me with the gameplay.
It's kind of
how do we do that in gameplay?
Maybe I'm still thinking about last week when one of ours was sentient cars. One of our rapid fire round one. Yeah. So listen to that episode. That was just last week. Okay, so your pet is also a printer.
Okay, so it's like a virtual pet game.
Yes.
Okay.
But also kind of like Sticky Business, the game, so you can print cool stuff.
Okay, as long as your printer's happy.
As long as it's happy and
well fed.
And you feed it ink.
And paper.
But
it drinks ink and you feed it paper.
And you feed it paper. But if it overeats, that's a paper jam.
That's okay. Paper jam. There we go. Paper jam.
And you have to take it to the vet.
Okay.
So I don't know. It's really just kind of like Nintendogs, I guess, but printers.
Okay.
And maybe you could when you print designs, you can download them to your own computer to enjoy. So there's gonna be a little mini game aspect of designing cute things with assets, like Sticky Business has.
Okay, so you collect assets as you play the game.
Yeah, maybe you can take your printer on walks and you can find cute things that you can print.
Oh yes, okay, I'm liking this. You take it on walks, you meet it, and maybe there's other people that you can interact with, and they'll give you assets, and then you in-game print cool things.
It's
that
very
you can
much
also print in real life.
Game. It's a cozy game.
Oh, of course, we love a cozy game.
Yeah. So Nintendogs meets Sticky Business, the game is what. And yeah.
And what's it called?
I don't know. Pet
Printin' Pets.
Pet Printer Pet. Printer Pets. I mean, I feel like all our names this one have been very literal.
That's true. Let's get abstract.
Inky Stinky.
Wow.
That's how it goes.
Inky Stinky. Folks, this is what I have to deal with. Inky Stinky. Wow.
You chose to marry me.
That's
so.
That's true. I did agree to that proposition. Okay. All right. No, serious faces. Come on. We can come up with a name for this.
Cartridge.
Inky Pet.
Pet.
Inky Printy Peps. We're not doing Stinky.
No. Printer. I was like an Inky Stinky, so it uses the litter box.
Printer Pals.
Printer Pals.
Printapalu pet.
Like pillow pets.
Pillow pets? What are those?
Wait, you don't know what a
they're
pillow
pets
pet?
that are pillows?
It's a pillow. It's a pet. It's a pillow pet. Oh my goodness, that was a very common commercial back in the day. All right, we'll do that later.
Pineapple pen? I don't.
Yeah, it could be. I like printer pals. I like printer pals.
Printer pals. All right, 1 minute and 35 seconds left on that clockerino. We finished it.
I can't believe you thought Inky Stinky was
virtual.
So I have to throw out bad ones. I have to be.
You have to throw out stinkers.
I have to feel
to get
free.
any winkers.
I have to feel free. I just absorbed what you just said. All right, we're pretty silly goofy today, but that is the end of our podcast. So you can find us on twitch.tv/makethatgame, and I guess we'll be streaming once a month now. So it's very exciting. So definitely follow us there to get alerts for streams, and we'll try to post about it on our social media, which is also at MakeThatGamePod on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. You can also email us, makethatgamepodcast@gmail.com, and we can read your email on the air if it's very nice. Please be nice to us.
If it's very mean, I will read it on air, but I will replace every instance of meanery with niceties.
Yeah, and then we also would love it if you could leave us a 5-star review on iTunes or Spotify. That's great.
Yeah, it helps us.
It does help us.
And you want to help us, your best friends, your parasocial pals.
Yeah, we're your parasocial printer pals. Anyway, if you did hear a game today that you think needs to exist in this wide world of gaming, we encourage you to get out there and
make that game. As long as you don't call it Inky Stinkies.